India, a 1,250,000 square mile country with 1 billion people. A caste system forcing its people into their specified niches in society, keeping the poor poor and the rich rich. A booming economy bringing up the general standard of living in major metropolitan regions, and yet there are still vast numbers of the extremely poor. The rural areas have received very few of the benefits of the 21st century. In many ways, it is much the same as it has been for hundreds of years. The people of rural India desperately need quality medical care. That is where hospitals like Umri Christian Hospital come in. Dr. Paul Yardy, a young missionary doctor, was commissioned to establish U.C.H in central India in 1951.
Paul had heard that there was desperate need in Umri, in India, for a doctor. And then later he heard that young medical student was planning to go as a doctor to India, but was murdered by a hitchhiker. And so it seemed to be at that point that Paul decided that the Lord was calling him to go to India, to Umri.
This 100-bed hospital provides services in primary medicine, obstetrics, surgery, pharmacy, radiology, and a laboratory. There is a state award-winning nursing school as well as an English medium school. It is the most important medical facility in a 60-mile radius. Nursing students help provide community public health services, especially important in these days of HIV/AIDS. If U.C.H did not exist, those living in this area would not receive essential care. However, since the buildings on the hospital campus have been around since the 1920s, much of the infrastructure is rapidly deteriorating. Not only do the buildings need to be rebuilt, but all new equipment is also desperately needed. Dr. Paul and Jesse Yardy went to India to serve as missionaries and founded Umri Christian Hospital.
And when we arrived in 1951, right away Paul began to see patients and gather staff. Very difficult in an isolated place, and to get equipment and medicines and all that kind of thing.
Doctors and other professionals have declined the possibility of having more glamorous positions and higher paying jobs in order to serve at Umri. In 2001, Umri Christian Hospital celebrated its 50th year of existence. Jessie Yardy, along with some of her family, was able to attend. Bob Yardy, back in India for the first time since college, saw the incredible work being done, along with the sad physical condition of the facilities. He was inspired to act. Thus was born a radical new idea, Bicycle India 2007.
The Bicycle India 2007 was an idea that started about 3 years ago after being at Umri Christian Hospital and at its anniversary time, 50 years, and realizing that the hospital was still doing a very worthy work, but the infrastructure was deteriorating. So the idea came to mind of how and what way we could spearhead a way to raise money and incorporate an interest I have in bicycling came to mind. And so tying the two, applied bicycle touring to fundraising as a concept I developed.
The plan was to pedal a bicycle 2,000 miles from the tip of India to the capital in New Delhi with a team of 2 other North Americans and alternating Indian riders. 2 goals were decided upon. One, to simply raise the awareness about Umri Christian Hospital. Second, to gather the necessary funds in order to reconstruct the hospital campus. The first was simple enough. The second, significantly more difficult.
Yeah, the team was really neat. It was an international team. So there's a Canadian, our Bishop Joe James. Then there was the Indian group that integrated in our team every week, depending on the area, and then 2 Americans. And that worked fairly well. We had to reorganize a little bit as we were going along. John Hay, Pastor John Hay, kind of led the team. He was a strong writer and was quite aggressive on moving out. I kind of worked with the Indian team in the middle, and Bishop Joe James followed up with a lot of stops, a lot of pictures, and a lot of talking, kind of the tail end of the group on the tour.
Throughout the journey, they encountered incredibly beautiful sights, as well as the vast spectrum of humanity from the rural poor to the teeming cities. Because of the efforts of people from around the world, the first goal of awareness is being achieved. Obtaining the funds required for a full reconstruction is an ongoing challenge.
They were really, really excited that we would take as much effort to help their work, and very enthusiastic about it and eager to participate. And many of the people in Umri did participate either as writers or as team members along the route as one of the Indian teams. So that they even got experience of being part of the bike tour.
Bicycle India 2007 was completed successfully, and there is still work to be done. Umri Christian Hospital is an enduring investment. Without the continued support of countless individuals who have sacrificed throughout the years, U.C.H would not be able to do what it is doing. But to continue it all, there needs to be more help.
Umri Christian Hospital has, it could have developed much more and much faster and much better, but there was no real stable financial background. So it's had a struggle.
There's a lot to pray for Umri, and one is first of all, the people that work there, and they need encouragement. It's a lonely area, and it's quite a grind to do every day there in an isolated area. So we need to pray for their encouragement and their work.
This is your time to get connected with this life-changing endeavor. Begin your journey by going to www.bikeindia.org.
मुक्ति दिलाए यीशु नाम, शांति दिलाए यीशु नाम, मुक्ति दिलाए यीशु नाम, शांति दिलाए यीशु नाम। यीशु दया का बहता सागर, यीशु दया का बहता सागर, यीशु है